Today we are going to begin our unit on ceramic building. You'll need to remove any jewelry you may be wearing and pull up your long sleeves. We're going to begin by getting out supplies, so cover your table with a piece of fabric. You'll get a hunk of clay and then 1 cup of water at the table to share. Now begin preparing the clay. Just give the clay some squeezes. Today we're going to go over a few techniques. One of these is pinching. The other one is pulling. Both of these are techniques and ways to make designs into your clay. As you can see, pulling, you take 2 hands and pull the clay apart. Or you can combine the two where you pinch the clay and pull it, and pinch it and pull it. Another technique is rolling a ball. You might want a ball to form an animal's head, for example. You do that by taking a hunk of clay and rolling it between your 2 hands. But sometimes those balls do not turn out as exactly perfect and round as we would like. So another technique is called smack forming a ball. You take 1 hand and form it into a cup, and then you smack the ball back and forth. And as you're smacking the hunk of clay back and forth, you will form a fairly perfect ball. Now, once you have any kind of ball, you can form what's called a pinch pot. First, you stick your thumb into the middle and almost to the bottom. Then you take your hand like an alligator's mouth and pinch the bottom and pull up the bottom parts of the clay. And you do this around and around, making sure that your fingers are together and you have a flat hand. You're going to continue with your thumb in the middle and your alligator on the outside to pinch around for even walls. Then you can go back and smooth the inside and smooth the bottom so that it is a flat pot so that it can hold different things. Now, if your pinch pot gets to be a funny shape, you can just take your 2 hands and make it into something new. Another clay technique is called rolling a coil. First, you take a hunk of clay and pitch it and pull it into a long log. Then you put your hands and fingers together in the middle of the log and roll it back and forth. You start with your hands together and then you roll them apart, making sure that you don't have any thick or thin parts and going back to make them even. You might want to add some details into your art. So one way to do that is to scratch into or take away pieces of the clay. There are so many different types of tools that are great for doing this: poking holes, drawing in designs, scratching out different details, making different textures, cutting things away. The opportunities are endless to take away and scratch in details into your clay. Sometimes when you're working with clay, you'd like to make a flat surface. A flat piece of clay is called a slab. There are 2 different ways to do this. One of these is hand forming a slab. You can do this by just alligator pinching a hunk of clay so that it's nice and flat. Now, anytime you make a slab, make sure it's no thinner than a pinky and no thicker than your thumb. The cool thing about a slab is you can take it and turn it into anything. I've created the letter of my name. First, I lightly drew into the clay and then I cut it out. I went back and smoothed everything. Earlier we talked about taking away parts of your clay, but now to add details, there are 4 steps. The first step is to scratch the clay. This is called score. It is a lot like Velcro. You do this to the artwork you made and the part you want to add to. Then we slip it. That means to take some water and it's like glue. We make both pieces wet. Then we stick them together, firmly pressing our piece to our artwork. Then you go back and smooth the 2 together, making them look like they were originally one piece. You can do this over and over. As you've seen here, I make some circles, I score, slip, stick, and smooth. You can also combine a whole bunch of coils to make a unique pot. Use those same things: score, slip, stick, and smooth. But first today we're going to practice these skills and then think about the art that we want to make.